Hi, this is Rachel, speaking to you now. Please do not drive or operate any machinery whilst listening to this audio. Some of the things I speak about may be triggering. Please make sure you are in a safe frame of mind to continue. This is not intended to be medical or mental health advice, and I am not a certified mental health professional. In the case of an emergency, please contact your local resources. Feelings inform us. What is it about existence? About our own interpretation of our minds? How is it that you can have had what you consider to be a good day, yet once returned home, you begin to slowly realize that the undertone of sadness is still there, that it never actually went away, but was masked by the distractions of the day that involved appointments and other people, work, something social involving human connection. You fed your soul and theirs, communicated, even held space for someone or gave them a helping hand. But when it comes down to it, you feel alone, even in a house which holds other people. You feel alone because sitting with the thoughts in your mind or the feelings within your heart, you are indeed and truly alone. You may even have a higher power to whom you connect, but that God, the higher power, heck, the God, they don't have to live your human life. You do. And for every decision or indecision, for every event that has happened to you, whether willed or unwilled, you have to sit with the consequences. And if you have trauma in your history, as we all do, to normalize the very existence of trauma, then you have to live with the consequences, which often include unpleasant, horrible symptoms of suicidality and flashbacks and reliving or a replaying of the tragic memories of the things that happened which caused this trauma to be imprinted upon your indelible mind in the first place. So, this status quo of the sadness returning to your heart and mind often, maybe daily, is not always how things are supposed to be in the life of a traumatized human. Sometimes it is worse. And the word sadness is a sore understatement to the feelings of wanting to actively end the pain and the torture of those memories. Or perhaps you don't have clear memories, or it happens so often the memories mostly blur together, but in the cognitive knowing part of your mind, you know the fact of what happened, and that knowledge in itself is enough to feel suicidal. Sometimes I like to depersonalize my trauma, that it happened to my body and not to me, even though I, the me I know now, resides within this body still. I would float above me, above my body, while I looked down at my body and bad people doing bad things to it. That dissociation, the out-of-body experience, is a protective mechanism of the mind and is natural and a normal phenomenon to someone who is experiencing the violence of the traumatic acts in their present moment. It's a protective factor, and I was, or my intuitive or unconscious mind was, protecting me. It's how I and others who have known trauma firsthand survived because I am a survivor. And so are you. Whatever your traumas have been, you have survived too. Because you are reading and listening to this very paragraph. But it doesn't stop here. There is so much healing and surviving to be had. And they go hand in hand. If you struggle with thoughts of suicide, then your primary objective in life needs to be to keep yourself safe at all costs. Because if you're not around, there will be no more healing to be had in this life. And this life wants you to stick around because, yes, you and specifically you have your whole life ahead of you. So don't miss out. Oh, and by the way, haven't we already debunked the made-up myth that talking to a person about suicide gives them the idea to do it in the first place? Nonsense. Seriously, my baloney detector is flashing red off the radar. No. Asking someone about whether they are thinking about suicide does not give them the idea. Either they will answer no, and that's their answer, or their warning to not go further with the topic, or bring out the drum roll. It opens the door and facilitates the person to be able to finally talk about it, tell you about their thoughts, and get it off their chest. Talking more about difficult things makes people feel less alone with their thoughts. Wow, what a concept. I'm serious. How do people not know this? Oh, right. The false messages given by the media and all of the other ill-informed and uneducated people out there. So you are ultimately not to blame for thinking those thoughts. But do yourself a favor and inform yourself outside of my opinions and assertions. Great. So, we've established that sadness can be all pervasive and that it never really leaves. Well, what to do about it? There is surely science in the power of meditation. But before you go there, why don't you just try to sit with it? Right. Sit with your sadness. Have a few moments where you let it exist. To be alongside you. Let the sadness walk alongside you. Ask it questions. Try to understand it. Me. Why are you here? Sadness. Because I want to be. Me. But I don't want you here. Sadness. Tough. Me. Will you please go away? Sadness. Not until you see me and acknowledge me for what I am. Me. Okay, done. Now will you go away? Sadness. I have every right to be here. You've had a lot of sad things happen to you. Me. Fine. Sadness. I think we'll get along just fine. Okay. So that was an example of a personal conversation with an emotion you're maybe having trouble dealing with. Had this been the emotion of anger, also a common trauma reaction, the conversation might have been slightly different, but maybe not. I'm not asking you to animate and give personalities to all of your difficult emotions, like a certain movie has done. What I'm asking is for you to find a way to coexist with these difficult emotions. Sadness, for example, doesn't always have to devolve into never-ending, deep pain, treacherous lonesomeness, and thoughts about suicide. Sometimes it just stays there in the realm of sad feelings and sad thoughts, and that's it. Learn to sit with your feelings, to let them coexist with the you know yourself to be, even if you don't want them there. Because ultimately, they are trying to tell you something. All emotions come about with a message for you, like that sad things have happened to you maybe, and the feeling wants a moment in the spotlight. Just as you don't have to act on your sadness, you also don't have to act on your anger. These are two feelings that I have trouble with. Let the feeling inform you as it comes rushing up, and then take in a deep breath, and then let out the deep breath all the way. And don't yell or scream or do anything for a moment. Just try to be and let the emotion be too. And whatever you do next, let it be in the spirit of love and self-love, keeping your loved ones safe and keeping yourself safe. And in the end, staying safe, it is one of the most basic human needs. So try to honor it and keep yourself safe. Fight for your own safety, whatever it takes. And then just be.